So today it is Monday lunchtime. I have already worked on my children for the entire morning. Yesterday, on Sunday, we had our last Skype session with the apprentice magicians who are enrolled in the dollhouse workshop, and it was so much fun. It's just my favorite time, these Skype sessions, and so I can see what they have done, the problems they had and all that, and we talk a lot. So we were like all of us together yesterday from France. I'm in France. There was someone in the Netherlands, in Alabama, in Texas, in California, Florida, Seattle. It's so much fun to imagine we are all together in a digital space, watching, almost visiting each other at the same moment. It's really magical. I'm never tired of that. It's really, really something I adore. We are going to do others, of course, for the next workshops, and we will do probably one for the Dollhouse Apprentice Magicians this summer, very last one for people who are starting their house later. So if you are in a group or all that, just in the Dollhouse group, you will see that notified. You will be notified this summer. So I'm about to totally finish this one, this white rabbit child. So he has a very complicated, sophisticated costume. So I made a very sophisticated costume jacket for him, and also his sort of bloomer he has here. He has an instrument. He has some also things on his feet. Yes, the jacket is almost finished. Here I'm going to continue and to finish this part. Some few things are missing here. Otherwise, I think it's mainly finished. So he also has an instrument, and it's going to have another little thing to play his instrument and something inside. I'm going to take care of that this afternoon. Probably adding, I don't know. I want all of them to have some toys on their instruments. So he's going to have a little something. Here I have an animal, which is a child warrior, which is absolutely not finished. I'm just waterly sculpted everything, and I'm going to take care really of it also probably this afternoon and tomorrow. And he's sitting in his harpsichord. So I'm also going to do a lot of nice decor on it. So you can see, I quite like this instrument, so I always like to sculpt it. I prefer it to the piano because piano is it's not a Baroque instrument. So I'm also going to work on this cat. His costume is not finished, his feet either, and I'm not so sure which instrument he's going to have. I have another violin. I have two violins, so I don't know which child is going to have it, the both, and they're also going to have another instrument, which is a typical 18th century instrument, which looks a little like hornpipes, but it's not a hornpipe. And I think two of them will have something like that. But I don't know if it's going to be this cat or not. So that's what I'm going to do. So this afternoon I'm mainly going to work on my white rabbit, this one, and advancing, also finishing the sculpting part of my warrior child. And I want to work a little on the harpsichord because it's fun. I love to do the decor too, so I'm going to start to decide which colors I want to have. I think I will go with some blue and a lot of lace and ruffles and things like that. So today it is Wednesday evening. I have made some good progress on my warrior child sitting in his harpsichord. So he will have some toys and things and little surprises on the harpsichord. But I have made good progress on his bloomer and also on his hands. I still have, of course, the keyboard to finish and, well, a lot of other things. I also have finished to sculpt this, and this is for the wolf child. And it looks a little like a hornpipe. There is another piece, I think, of this instrument. I'm not sure I'm going to replicate it totally, but it was typical, I think, in the 17th, 18th century. And in French, it's called musette, so it's close to the hornpipe, but I think the sound is possibly a little less elegant. So I'm going to finish that, and I'm going to do floral pattern, but I will try to imitate the wheel ones. Today it is Thursday, very early afternoon, and I'm going to work on my donkey, finishing all the details, the last details, which take usually almost longer than building and dressing the character. I will also finish my roadie. I hope I made pretty big progress on her as well. I'm quite happy with her colors and her costume, and I'm painting also some patterns for the inside of the harpsichord, and doing also a lot of instruments, a lot of toys inside. So I'm going to work on that. So that's how she looks like. And of course she needs her hair, and there are a lot of details. I also didn't paint entirely the keyboard, so I will do that this afternoon. So what I did this morning is I have finished to add this little white mulberry paper decor here. I'm going to add the decor on the inside of this piece, sort of his coat if you want, and I'm going to finish his jacket. So there are a lot of little things to do, but they're going to take the entire afternoon, I think. So that's what I'm going to finish. I also have some details. I worked also on his sleeves, his wrist things, so I also did that this morning. I have also started this painting, so this beginning of afternoon I'm going to paint all the last papers I want to have for my donkey, Roddy, and probably for my cat too. And for her I'm going to finish her hair on her face, and she's going to have probably more things around her for her costume, sort of skirt, and the toys, and probably something else also here. And maybe it's going to be nice to have a flower pattern under her in the harpsichord. I don't know yet. Today it is Saturday afternoon, and I was supposed to add all my characters, at least several of them, yesterday in my shop, which was Friday, 31st of March, and I had not made enough progress on them. I wasn't really happy with the very last ones, and the others were not finished at all. So they will arrive next week, something like that. So I'm going this afternoon to finish to work really the last finishes on my harpsichord. There are not many things to do. I want to have more things on her costume up there. I had done this decor on the instrument. The instrument is really finished. I have done a little house like that, and I'm going to finish them. Before going in Switzerland tomorrow, I have a little trip to visit a friend over there, and to visit a place I used to show my artwork at the very beginning of my journey, almost 12 years ago, I think. So it's going to be fun to go there and to have a little tiny trip. But this afternoon I need to finish that. And of course, I had to come back with few rabbits, chocolate rabbits from Switzerland. And today I'm working on trees and gardens elements for the video I'm going to do with all the children, all the musicians' children, because they are playing in a garden, in sort of French garden. So I already started to make them. Well, they are just made for the video and the photos. Usually I don't keep them once they are done. Sometimes I keep them, sometimes they are destroyed and I do something else with them later. It doesn't take very long to do them, but I made different trees. Other thing is sometimes I like to work in nature, but when you do stop motion things, it's better to have an artificial light. It doesn't really work well with natural light, so you need to create, of course, elements. You can't have a plain background, so that's what I'm doing today.